What's going on, people? Welcome to Matic TV and welcome to another live show. And we've got no game, dare I say, to look forward to this weekend. Probably a lot of United fans are actually thinking, you know what, maybe that's not such a bad thing right now, because the weekends have been I won't say ruined, but definitely hampered by the form of our football team at the moment. Let's just say that anyway. So a stress-free weekend ahead, unless you're really, really into your international football, then it may not be. But tonight we're doing something a little bit different. There is a lot of bad vibes going around this football club at the moment. There is an awful lot going on behind the scenes. We're going to touch on a little bit of that in a minute. We're hoping to get Tim on. Well, he's out there working over in Canada. He's busting a gut at the moment. He's dying to get back on the show, because this show was pretty much something that he came to me with and I sort of put together and said, you know what, let's do this one. It's a bit different. No one else is touching on it. It's going unnoticed by a lot of YouTubers, and there's a lot of bad vibes going around at the moment. So let's just bring up something a little bit different. It is all about the youth team, mainly behind the scenes, and what's going on there, what sort of future this club has got, and the players that are coming through at the moment, how they can affect anything, or how well he's going to affect their careers, because that's creeping in a little bit as well. So hopefully we can get Tim on. He's dying to get back on, but he is just busy as hell at the moment, poor lads. But yeah, I'm also going to open up this show as well with the link in the description a bit later on to get your questions. If you want to pop on the show, stay tuned. Stay ready, because I will drop the link for you to click on just to come on the show as well. So a little bit of a sort of interaction with the viewers, the subscribers as well. So let's get into it. What are we talking about? First of all, if we're going to talk about the youth team, if we're going to talk about what is coming, we have to start with something that is another bit of a bad one, to be honest, and that is the sacking of Nikki Butt. Some would say sacking, mutual consent, the usual blah, blah garbage, but it has been reported in some media outlets that this wasn't exactly or completely amicable between both parties, between the football club and Nikki Butt himself. So, I mean, how do we look at it? Can we honestly say that this was amicable, the way everything's going at the moment? All of a sudden, we've got a new football director set up coming, a new structure at the club, you could say. You know what I mean? You've got Murto and you've got Darren Fletcher coming to the club. They've already been in the club, but take up completely new roles, promoted from within, you would say. And has that had any implications on what's happened with Nikki Butt? The rumours are he has actually come out and said, look, where was my promotion? Pretty much along them sort of terms. He's pretty much saying, look, if anyone's going to get promoted, longevity and all that, Fletcher comes in straight away. I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. Now, this is not a definite, by the way, people, but you can just sort of, you can read the room as such, if you know what I mean, and you can say, look, I've been here for so long. This is Nikki Butt talking right now. I've been here for so long. Darren Fletcher's only just come in. Yes, he has been another part of the club as a player. He's come in the youth setup around what you can't say exactly whereabouts, but he was brought in initially to come into the youth team or some part of the youth team where Nikki Butt already working behind on the training ground at Carrington. And then all of a sudden, Fletcher's the one that gets promoted to the higher role at the football club, a more prestigious role, let's just say that. But Nikki Butt has obviously seen the hump. I mean, Mick says it there. Nikki probably got the hump that he was overlooked over Fletcher. It's exactly what I was just saying there, Mick, mate. That's how I'm reading the room anyway. And obviously it's clear that you guys are seeing a similar sort of thing. And I can only imagine this is what's happened with Nikki Butt. I mean, he has done good work by all accounts. He's one to not want to come out and take limelight, come out and actually take all the praise for everything he's done. But I think in this sort of industry, in this sort of business, you get rewarded like sort of Murto has in this new position that he's got. Fletcher, for what? And that's probably why it's actually come about and why Nikki Butt has probably got the hump, like Mick says. I mean, you can't see it any other way. He's probably spat his dummy out, let's be honest. And says there, ML's just come in with a comment there and comes, congratulations, Nikki, for walking. I mean, do you know what? A lot of United fans are saying they would get a ton of Alex Solskjaer would get a ton of praise if he walked out of United right now and actually, you know what, said, you know what, this isn't for me, this isn't working. But we're just going to bring in my man, yeah. So what? How you doing, my man? You okay, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you very much for your patience, mate. Seriously. Finished up with Saeed and so I'm here. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Yes. Good to have you on as always, mate. Good to have you on as always. But we're just talking, we're getting into the youth setup tonight, mate. So we can only start with one place. Nikki Butt, mutual consent, sacked, kicked out the door, spat his dummy out, whichever way you want to see it, mate. I say from reading the room, sort of looks like he may have got the hump from Fletcher being promoted very quickly from his position, and Nikki Butt, long jeopardy and all, not getting anything. How are you seeing it, mate? How do you see the look on this one right now?
I think he's been shagged, mate. And when I say shagged, I think Darren Fletcher. I don't listen. This is me without being biased because I really liked Fletcher. I mean, I remember when I was playing youth football, Fletcher came and watched. I played in the same club as his little sister did. Fletcher, I think what's happened here is basically Fletcher gets on with Woodward and he gets on with Ollie. Okay. And what happened is, Adam, it's like you basically getting a good job and you're thinking, do you know what? Yeah, I'll break it down. It's like when someone gets a retail job. Do you remember that shop, River Island, when we were young? Yeah. So someone gets a job there, your mate gets a job there, and he starts hiring all his pals. And that's what's happened.
He got the floor manager job, you mean, mate?
Basically, mate. I think Nikki Butt's been there for 9 years, and he probably didn't agree with everything that was said in these meetings, and he's challenged them. And along comes guy Darren Fletcher, who's originally named in the coaching staff. Let's not forget that. And then he's been shot up to this internal promotion. Darren Fletcher probably says good morning, shakes him, asks him about his family, ask him what he's doing at the weekend, and then boom, he's got this job. And Nikki Butt's thinking, how you doing, mate? Nikki Butt's probably thinking, I've been done here. And I don't think he was going to get any promotion, and he was just going to be told he's staying where he is, or he's probably been told that your position's untenable, and he's been pushed out, which is a shame. But then again, that's Man United right now, isn't it?
Right. I mean, we just had someone comment there and say congratulations, Nikki Butt, for leaving. He's probably got a little bit of credit, a bit of a cult following for doing this. And a lot are actually saying, look, come on, this is what, if Ollie did this now, he'd be an absolute legend. Well, Ollie, the so-called real United fans would say that, but there is no such thing as real United fans. We're all in the same boat here, people. We all support our club and have as much passion. We just see things and have different opinions on things. But, I mean, Nikki Butt, mate, I said it before, he was never one to come out and take any sort of limelight. I think he was, like you were saying, mate, waiting for his praise in maybe getting a bigger role at the club, maybe being promoted, having put in so much time, like you said. 9 years is a long time, mate. Exactly. He's nearly hitting testimonial years in staff and coaching status there, mate. So
there you go.
It is a tough one to take because, again, he is another one of our own. You know what I mean? Manchester lads, and it's... As we've got our usual troll man in, mate. He pretty much, anyone who's been on the show gets this sort of treatment in the comment section, mate. So you've been trolled, mate. You've made it, Bobs.
Wow. Oh my goodness! I was looking at that. I was like, that's not me.
I know. We all get it, mate.
Wow. Well, listen. Do you know what, mate? I'm glad he's contributed to the views. So cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it. We'll wait for the next one to come back. Guarantee we'll get Saeed, Aaron, or Rance, or someone on soon enough. I've been already this live stream. Yeah, they've had me already. But it's all fun and games. So, oh God. But I mean, going into the youth system at the moment at this football club. I'm going to start down at the bottom, mate. And
Okay.
to be honest, mate, I used to watch a lot. I did. And then I got the huff and stopped watching MUTV like a lot of people did.
I'm with you, mate. I'm with you.
I kind of do follow it on YouTube now. The coverage on YouTube is quite decent. And obviously I do follow certain people on social media with links to the youth team who gives updates all the time on things. Following a few players, we'll bring up a few of them in a minute. But right now, the under-18s, mate, top of the league, high flyers, doing good things, and a couple of players in this team, mate, looking very, very tasty. I'm going to start with one, mate, obviously, the main one, the one that cost us money that we bought from City, the Manchester United fan himself, Charlie McNeil. 15 goals in 15 games this season, mate. We all heard about his record at City.
Yeah.
He's tearing it up. He's scoring goals against Leeds, against Liverpool, against City, all the big guns, kissing the badge. Yes, it's early days, people. I'm not getting carried away.
Isn't he? He's English, isn't he? Yeah, he's
English.
English.
Indeed. Yeah. He's raring to go, mate. And I'm looking at him and going, couldn't have really asked for a better start, mate. Really not. I mean, have you seen much of him? Have you seen his goals? Have you seen the action?
I've seen some of his goals, and the funny thing is like, yeah, as Nuruddin says, don't want to get too giddy. I just think to myself, this guy, we've seen it, isn't it? We've had Rashford, we've had Rashford doing well. I remember when they were saying we had Welbeck doing well, we had Will Keane doing well. And I just think to myself, this guy seems better than all of them. I think to myself, we actually may have a player in the making here. Then the other part of me, Adam, thinks,
settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. That's what it's that. You've got that United memory in the back of your head, mate. It's a little red devil, pardon the pun, that sits on your shoulder saying, "Oh, look at this. Yeah, but remember this, remember that. Yeah. This player, that player. Who was the other one? Wilson. I've seen him playing for Salford in the EFL Trophy. You know what I mean? He was the next best thing. Next time I see him on TV, mate, he's playing in the, what's it called, the pizza place? Papa John's Trophy. Papa John's Trophy. This was supposed to be the guy playing down the road here at Salford near me. I'm like, oh, my days. I mean, what happens to these guys? It's like they have to hit it almost straight away, Bobs, or they get forgotten about.
Yes, that's it. And the thing is now, football is, the way football's turned out now, you're not allowed to develop, Adam. You're not allowed to develop now. You're supposed to be world class as of yesterday. You know, you can get a chance if you don't bang or bag, as they say on that, you're done. You know, or he's not good enough. The funny thing about this, football's all about opinions, isn't it? Gone are the days where you can develop a player, bring him in, take him out. No, that doesn't happen now. You know,
no, mate.
They're called wonder kids now, Adam. Do you know what I mean? That tag, the next best thing, you should be doing this, but they forget he's just a kid. Literally,
he is, mate. He is. He's, and you know what? I think the precedent was set, wasn't it, with Rooney? Rooney's level when he came through at 16 was ready for the Premier League at 16, tearing Arsenal apart for Everton. I can still remember the goal he scored for Everton against Leeds at Ellen Road in the same season, mate. And in some ways, that was better and more mature. You know what? That's the sort of level now. And the problem we've got is, mate, we have such a high expectancy because of what Sir Alex Ferguson brought through in young players. Yep. Has our manager now, Wally Solskjaer, got the same capabilities in terms of being able to manage young players through this squad now? Because as Bob's returns in the chat and then disappears again because he's gone. I mean, mate, Ferguson had a knack of bringing these players through. He was with winners, bringing them into a good environment in terms of actual leaders in the team. My ultimate fear now is, mate, it's like these players coming through look good, like we said, but is it a case of when they do get that chance, mate, coming through to the team and the setup that we've got right now, is that a hindrance for them? Rather than, you know what, we're making the most out of our players here. We could be really affecting some of these young lads' futures. And should we hold them back a little bit longer?
I don't think. Do you know what? I think it depends on the attitude of the player, because if the player knows, yeah, he's doing really well right now. Like look at Greenwood, for example. It's all right doing the step over, getting a shot on, because physically you're probably bigger and better, but you're playing against men here. There's a difference.
Yep.
I'm sure you've been tickled with a few tackles when you've played football because you're playing against older people. This guy is very, very keen, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the mentality of the player. And this is why Fergie was so good on dealing with characters and mentalities of players. Rooney, you'll never get another guy like that ever again.
Freak.
I think that's a fact. You'll never, ever get that from a youth player right now. Hungry. Rooney was a kid, but in a man's body.
Yes, that's it, mate.
Literally. Regarding Charlie, I think I just think now there's the pressure, and also we need to know the money as well. These kids will be earning ridiculous amount of money. Some of them might think, no, I don't need to play for the first team. The hunger's not there anymore because they're already millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to. It's on the individual at the same time. That's what I think.
It is, mate. It is exactly that. I mean, Becky says, Ahmad, from what I'm hearing, has a high ceiling, but I don't have any trust in the coaching to see him go to that level. Look at our front three. They have regressed this season. I've said that many a times, mate. I think that is the ultimate fear for anyone coming through. We'll touch on Ahmad again shortly. He's on my list of people. But, I mean, Charlie McNeil, the position he's in, his first season at the club, and straight away, he looks like, and the positive thing is, mate, you've got players who look good in these youths, and like you said then, they're doing well. He's doing well, his numbers are good, he's performing well, but then there's some players that stand out and above and beyond, and 15 goals in 15 games, scoring against the best that is in this division, and like I said, the Leeds, the Cities, the Liverpools, all these good youth setups and good teams. He's doing it against the best that he's at that level right now. So if he is at a higher level in this division now, the next step up obviously is the under-23s, you could say, or Premier League 2, as they call it. Oh, stupid name that is. But it leads me straight on to that, mate, because that under-18s team has had an awful lot of help as well from a certain Joe Hugel. He's only 17, this kid, mate, and he's at the under-23s right now. He's already scored 6 in 5 for the under-18s. He's won in every other game for the under-23s, and this guy has been reported to be having a little bit of a taste of first-team training as well, mate. Now, this again, young. There you go, look. Someone's screenshotting it now.
These guys are busy.
Screenshotting it, mate. I don't know where they're finding these pictures from. That looks like one of the old. That looks like a YouTube thumbnail one. That one.
Yeah.
Go on. Because only one talking to him. Yeah. I was just checking him. So, I mean, have you seen much of Joe? Have you seen? I mean, we've got a couple of players we'll touch on who've made it through to the first team, but Joe, in the position he's playing, people would say, well, a lot of Manchester United staff would say, look, it's very busy in that area of the pitch in the first team at the moment, but we know we need this number 9, mate. Is it a case of we'd be worried if we went out and bought a big striker this summer that none of these kids are even going to get a chance, mate? Because the time they hit 20, we could have had an established centre forward. And we spoke about this the other night, mate, in terms of bringing a big name in.
Yeah.
Will we ever see the likes of a Hugel, a McNeil? Because look at what's happening to Greenwood now. We know his best position's 9, but can't get anywhere near it, mate.
And do you know what? The thing about the generation now, they will be looking at this. They'll be looking at this thinking, if Greenwood can't get a game up playing central, playing in the number 9, what's my chances? It's all right getting the pat on the back saying keep working hard, but this is what I say to you. It depends on the player. The player might be thinking, well, I'm doing all of this, get me in. I could potentially save you 100 million. However, that being said, Adam, we need to look at who is coaching, who is taking training, because it's not Rene Mullerstein, it's not Carlos Queiroz, it's not even Mike flipping Phelan. You know, when football's changed now. When Welbeck came through, we could see what he was good at and so on. Okay, and then when his sell-by date was done, he left. Okay, we knew, but do we have that eye in the coaching staff to be like, get him in now? Do you know, like Fergie done it. For example, you could say Ronaldo and stuff, but academy-wise, you know, Fletcher came from the academy, not as great, but he done a job. He went on to win trophies. But Fergie had this eye and this nurse to be like, this is for you to come in. So I see what he's doing. I just can't help think to myself, do we have someone that has the balls to say, you're playing? Do you know? And I don't think we do. Because we bought Ahmad. I know we're going to come to him for all this money. People say it's 18 million, I think, and leading on to 40. Whatever. We've made an investment in this guy. He can't start. And he's our only recognised right winger.
That's it, mate.
So you've got to ask yourself this question. Who is making the decision to bring this guy? We can see what he's doing on the pitch, you know, but I don't think that's going to be enough, unfortunately. So I think they probably will go buy a number 9, and then we miss out on this potential great striker. It saddens me to say it.
That's it, mate. I mean, do you think, like you just said, that eye, that man that can see it, do you feel like the club are looking down the Darren Fletcher route for this in the way that he's been moved as the man to say, look, we need you to protect our youth system. This is your role or your associated role with the director of football. This is your main part of the job. I seen this, and when I seen Murto and Fletcher get the appointment, I went, Fletcher? I mean, I don't know what experience he's got in this area. Probably none. I'm not saying he's not clever. He's a very clever man. Could he be in position here to make sure that the structure and the decade after decade after decade that we have got a youth academy product on our match day squad every single game for so long, this carries on, and the good work that has been done, it's not always good work from United, but we do have a good youth set up, people, so we have to praise him.
True.
Could Fletcher be brought in to do this sort of role, mate, as well?
Do you know, I want to answer your question, okay? I want to be positive with it. I say he could, you know, I mean, I can imagine if I'm a youth player and then Fletcher's coming in the change room saying, well done, Bits, you know what I mean, good session today, love what you do. I'm looking at, wow, Darren Fletcher, what he's done at Man United and stuff. Does Darren Fletcher command the respect and the authority from these players? I don't know.
This is it.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's Rio Ferdinand, do you know? I can't really imagine Darren Fletcher walking into the youth changing room and everyone being quiet. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah. Leadership issues, leadership qualities.
That's it. And like, we all know what this club's like with appointing certain people. I think my answer will be, I hope so. And I hope he has experience, because we are trusting this guy with the next generation of United talent, and we haven't got it right so far. So, you know, he could be the man, Adam. He could be the man. You know, let's try and stay positive.
Yeah, I think I said it all. I mean, I didn't look at the roles and think, wow, they're not jumping out at me as United getting the best in class for these two particular jobs. But I'm willing to give it time. I'm not going to condemn a man in a role before he's took the job and he's been given time to prove it. So we will see. I don't know if we'll see anything different this summer. Funds are not vast, but not funds. I mean, financial fair play kind of got kiboshed in a way, but that's not going to affect the Glazers. They're cheering that fact. They're cheering the fact that financial fair play was there, sorry. The fact that it's gone puts more pressure on them, so they're not happy about that. But bringing me on straight to my next player and prospect, mate, and we all know we've got issues in midfield. Doran Torre is a Forest fan, I'm a Forest fan, but can we keep Garner next season? Now, Garner looks like he's finally got a comfortable sort of role and position at a football club. Now it's championship, people. And I'm not slugging the championship off. This is where our players, I think, need to go out and become men and earn a corn. I've seen a lot of what Chelsea's players did in terms of Mount, Abraham, these sort of players all going out alone in the championship. And look at them now. Game time, game time, game time. It's massive. And United finally are doing this. Mengi's gone out. You got Laird's out there. We've got Garner out there as well, Bobs. And like the Forest fans, and I know a couple of Forest fans personally. One lad and his dad on Alfie's football team are massive Forest fans to a point where you know the result when he walks onto the training pitch the next day. Yeah. He's that devastated about it. Proper Forest fans. And they're liking what they're seeing in him at the moment. They are liking what they're seeing in him. And it comes to that question again, mate. Do these players, before they come into this first team, need that loan, mate? I've been shouting out for these loan spells because I think our squad is still too big and it isn't good enough, and he's blocking the route of a lot of these young players. Are you for, Bobs, this loan system now, sending these players out on loan? Because it's only prospered Chelsea. You know what I mean? Harry Kane, prime example.
Listen, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Exactly that. And I like pudding, mate.
The proof's in the pudding, and we need to look at Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane done 6-7 loans or something before he came to the fore. Listen, the thing about the squad, right? There's no balance. We've got too many people blocking the youth. Yes. Now, these people go on loan to prove a point, to try and, they say, man up, to play against more men, not people their own age. So when they do well, you can't move the goalpost, Adam. You've got to say, okay, do you know what? Come in. And Fergie used to do this. Fergie had the saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Like, it didn't matter, And we need to give him a chance. We need to give him a chance. He can't be doing what he's doing at Nottingham Forest. I saw he got man of the match the other day there. Can't be doing that. Where's the result? What's the point going on loan to showcase what he can do, to come back to be just exiled into the reserves or something?
This is the problem, mate.
And that's where the player itself, the loyalties will start to die. Because he'll be thinking, I want to go out and play first team football. Because I can. And to be fair, are you trying to tell me Jimmy Garner can't pass better than Fred?
I know, mate. I ain't going to say that. I'm not going to say that at all, mate. You know how I feel about Mr. Fred Flintstone.
Listen, can I just shout out to that Big Ron guy? What he just said there. Bits and bobs, the Fergie era is over. Football has moved on, but listen, mate, it's still the same system. The loan system's there. We still have the same academies, managers, coaches, assistant managers. It's still the same ball that we kick, okay? So you can say, but the era is over, but my friend, the results still stay the same. We want to produce good players to compete at this football club.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, mate, right now, I know United fans hate the Glazers. It's fair enough, I know. But do you think that is do you think that's tarnishing? Do you think that's blocking the vision that, you know what, because we don't spend money in the summer, the Glazers are pocketing it all? Because I look at it and I go, would any United fan have any qualms with this summer getting rid of more players to give some of these youth players a chance? People say we need a right back. I was on your show the other day, mate. I think KJ said we need a right back. I mean, you just said it then, mate. If he's good enough, he's old enough. What about Laird?
Yeah.
What about Laird? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Pulling up trees at the moment out there at MK Dons, doing very well, looking very accomplished. If he came in, you've got Mengi out at Derby, centre back. You know what I mean, mate? I know people will say, oh, what about Axel? But Axel is proof that you just said what you just said, mate. A great season in the Championship, coming through to United, nowhere to be seen.
Exactly.
So it kind of kills the loan argument, mate, especially for this club.
Yeah.
Because I think that Axel one pretty much sums up everything that you just said, mate, and the worry about it.
It does, and like it's you can say the loan system's all about opinions and stuff, but there's proof in the pudding. Okay, Hurricanes came out and said, you know, if it wasn't for the loans, I probably wouldn't be the player I am today. You know, you look at Serge Gnabry. Tony Pulis said he wasn't good enough to play in the West Brom, but he still applied his trade, still went to trading, still worked on stuff, went back to Arsenal, and look at him now. One of probably the best
kick up the arse, mate. That subtle kick up the arse from someone else could be what them players need.
And that's the difference, though, because when you go on loan, you need to, like, see when you go on loan, Adam, right? Initially, you're not liked because you're coming from a bigger club. You know, you're coming from a club where people probably flipping clean your boots, where you're going to another club where you have to do everything, the labour. You know what it's like. You do your chores as a YTS and stuff, right? So
yeah,
people already are thinking, wow, why have they got this kid to come from Man United? He must not be that good. So already you're in a battle to prove yourself to your teammates so they can trust you. So you're already trying to gain trust from that team. Then when you start playing well, you gain the trust. Do you know what I mean? And then you express yourself. So people need to realize the loan does help because you need character building. There's no point me saying to you, right, Ghana, City away, and you bottle it, but you can't even manage to have a string of games at Nottingham Forest, you know? But if you do get a run of games at Nottingham Forest and you end up being brilliant, I have to reward you with a run in the Premier League in the first team.
I mean, you look at the prime example, mate, of all of a sudden a Championship player working would be, what's his bloody name now? The defender at the back at West Ham, who came from Watford. No, it came from Watford.
Oh, Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson. And the Watford fans, I heard him speaking on the radio. They were like, "We didn't see this player." But there's Watford again. And you know what? No coincidence, mate. First half of the season, this is where Ghana was, and not doing particularly well. And sometimes a good loan club can actually work in a player's favour because he's gone to a Forest. It's Chris Hughton, I think. I'm pretty certain it's Chris Hughton at Forest, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It is Chris Hughton, who's turning the corner a little bit.
You know he's going to play football.
Exactly. The right manager, and the prime example of Gnabry then, Pulis, dinosaur, Gnabry, no, not for me. You go and play for Bayern Munich and absolutely tear it up. It is the right manager and player. And I think this is where the club need to look as well. Styles of football to suit the players, making sure that these players go to the right club rather than just sending them out willy-nilly to anyone. I think this is got to be a role of a director of football, mate, or someone at the club starts picking this and making sure these youth players go to the right club. This is all what a director of football can do and can contribute to, not just with the run-of-the-mill signing players and stuff like this. There's so much more to this job. And this is one of them, mate. This is one of them. It could be pivotal to a lot of these young, good footballers coming through right now.
But the thing is, right, Adam, right, we're saying, excuse me, beg your pardon. The thing about that is that, you know, is Darren Fletcher going to get the time to do this? Is Darren Fletcher actually going to want to do this? Like, you know, when you do your job, you've got to have a bit of a passion, you know? And I just think to myself, you've not been a coach for so long. You know, like, what's your people skills like? He never really used to do too many interviews and stuff. So, like, I feel like we're coming out with a lot of questions rather than solutions. But you hope with these appointments, these are the solutions. You know, I want a player to do that. I just want him to be able to do it, get the time to do it. You know, and have a presence at these negotiations. Because there's no point saying, yeah, this player is really good, he's ready, and then Woodward's like, but we can get this guy for so and so, and then you don't make an argument for the academy player. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I hate to use examples of it not working, but we're talking about game time, and we're talking about Amad Diallo now. And we all seen when he first came on the scene, he looked like a player who was way above and beyond under 23 level. He really did look like the real deal.
Yeah.
But made his debut, had a few appearances, scored a fantastic goal against Milan.
Mm-hmm.
Looks sharp, looks like he could possibly be the player that we're actually spending money on. But I'm going to ask you this, Bob's mate. Do you think Ahmad coming straight in, he's not played any first-team football for any other club in his whole life until he's come to United pretty much. Why has he all of a sudden jumped the queue? Is it because the club has invested money and therefore a certain manager's hand has been forced into putting him in the team?
Yep, 100%. Yeah. You've got this player, play him. That's it. And that's why people, not myself, but that's why people call Ole a yes man. That's why people say Ole's a puppet and so on. You cannot tell me that we went from Jadon Sancho to Amad Diallo in one transfer window. The scouting, you have to, it's a joke, you know, and that's no disrespect to Diallo. Listen, he's our player now. I hope he does really well. But for me, it's saying that, like, if he's never, ever played for a first team game, well, why the amount of investment? I can't see it. I can't see it 100%. And I think Diallo's probably been told, Ollie's probably been told that we need to push this guy forward. The investment we're making right now, we need to see this guy do well and stuff. But he's been on the bench. He's played a couple of minutes here and there. So to answer your question, yeah, I think it's a prime example, which is sad because I think we've got a player there.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I mean, alien cheers for the super, my man. Ollie will destroy Ahmed. Wait and see. You don't want to say that. You don't want to.
No,
you don't want to. But you've got a horrible feeling inside, mate. And I know exactly why Alien's saying this, because he's seen what's happened to the likes of Greenwood this season. He's seen what's happened to Donny van der Beek and the misuse. You know what I mean? I think this is why people are looking at it this way and fearing that this could be what is to come, mate. I think that this is why people would say it, and a lot of people would agree with it straight away. It's like you said then, this is why Ollie is a yes man. And Neil O'Driscoll comes in there, mate. Van der Beek, not an Ollie signing.
And I think, look, you know what? Like, look, people the thing about, I love football, it's all about opinions and stuff, right? Are you telling me Ollie went to Woodward and said, I want Diallo if I can't get Jadon Sancho? It's a massive different contrast.
He was supposed to be scouting Diallo before Ollie even came to the club.
Well, allegedly, that's what they've said.
That's what they'll have you. That's what they'll have you think.
Exactly. So for me, I'm thinking, if you're the manager, look, you know me, Adam. I'm neither Ole in, Ole out. I'm all about backing Man United. So, you know, people could troll me, say whatever. The way I see it is this. Ollie's came out and said he's not coaching the players. He said that he doesn't coach the players. So we're getting all these wonder kids for who to develop them. Now, the comment said Ollie's going to kill. I'm not going to go as far as saying Ollie's going to kill them, but no, but who's coaching these players? And then why were we not picking them? This is it, because Ollie picks the team. So I'm asking, why are you not picking these players? Simple as that.
This is it, mate. I mean, I looked at the international games and I wanted to see some of our players that are just coming back from injury get some game time. It was good to see Pogba and Martial get a run out for France, but dare I say it again, mate, Donny van der Beek, a full game on the bench. And is it crossing over now? Let's be honest, mate. I don't want to go. Donny van der Beek has been covered from every angle possible. But is this now, and I'll ask you the question, mate, and everyone in the comments as well, the way that Ollie has been treated by our club this season, has that now made certain other managers, i.e. the Dutch manager, think, you know what? Is he really got anything? Can I trust him in my team? Because you've got a World Cup qualifier here, mate, and this is a big deal. And they got spanked, by the way. They got smashed 4-2 by Turkey.
I know.
Donny van der Beek didn't even get on the pitch. I'm looking at the rest of the team on there and going, there's a space for Donny in there, mate. But has this come across? And there's another 2 games yet, I know. But I would have thought if Donny was all that, he would have been in that Dutch team, because this is the start of the World Cup qualifiers. These are not friendlies. These are important games.
Big games, yeah.
Have we destroyed this man's confidence, and have we put that thought into other managers' heads, mate?
I think. Do you know what? I mean, the old international saying goes, isn't it? If you're not playing, I can't pick you, right? And you know,
exactly.
he's not playing. He's not playing. So how can I justify picking you when there's another player playing? And he's not playing. I mean, there's so many arguments and debates why you can say he's not playing. He's not fit. People forget that he got injured the same time and he came back the same time as Pogba. You know, so he's not had a window where he could have a run of games. You know, it's been unfortunate. Also, there's the debate that we don't play the right system. There's a debate that he's the wrong player. In my opinion, he's a good player. We've seen what he can do. Okay. To answer your question, Adam, I think so. Yeah, because he's not playing. He's not playing.
Exactly. It's like you said, mate. I mean, the prime example is Lingard. All of a sudden, he's getting games at West Ham. He's straight back in the England squad, mate. Deservedly so. Deservedly so, I will say that. But a lot of United fans now will say, why have we got Donny van der Beek if we've got Jesse Lingard? Do you know what I mean? Because you play a similar role.
No.
I mean, I don't think that role is Donny's best position. I think he's better as an 8. Honestly, mate. I think he's better deeper. But you just mentioned the system again. And this goes for all these players coming through, mate. If it's a rigid system, there's only going to be a certain amount of places. Is Garner ever going to fit in to Ollie's plan? Because that system takes Garner out of the equation for me. Because he's got to sit behind Van der Beek. He's got to sit behind Lingard if he comes back. He's got to sit behind Matic. Because Ollie will put these men in before any youth player.
Yeah, and you know what? This is where when you get a new manager, says it's a clean slate for everyone. You know, everyone does their bit. You know, you look at Chelsea, you see players like Mount. Mount wasn't playing at first, you know, and he's had to work himself. I think what it is now, like, you should play a system that suits the players you have. And I don't think we do that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and I think we need to be a bit more. Ever since we got beat 6-1, we've seen a revert back to this formation. And I think you could say he doesn't, because if this was Jose, people say, oh, he doesn't trust the players, right? But this is not Jose. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whose positivity, you know, smiles and stuff. He's all for Man United and so on. So you've got to ask yourself this. Do you not trust the players, Ollie? Because you're not playing a certain way where we want to see the players express themselves. And I agree with you. I don't think Donny, the way the system's set up, the number 10's got to do what Bruno's doing. And Bruno's excelling right now. Okay, he's had an amazing 12 months. Donny isn't that kind of player. Donny, if you watch Donny van der Beek before he came to us, he likes to ghost into the box. He likes to play off a striker. He plays like a second striker. You know, we don't play that way to suit him. So if this is the case, we know he can play in the 6, the 8, play him there and allow him to express himself. However, my point is that we don't have a player that can play in that DM role. So as much as we're saying Donny van der Beek, we don't have a player that can accommodate the McFred position to allow Donny van der Beek to go and play that role. So there's a problem layered on top of another problem, you know. However, that does ask the question: who's buying these players?
That's it. Well, right now, I think Ed Woodward has relieved himself of any pressure or wrongdoing by employing, dare I say it, what a lot of people are saying, yes men who have worked within the club and are promoted from within, who are not going to say boo to a goose because they just got a promotion, rather than a guy who's come in and said, look, for me to work as a director of football, I need this, and this in place. And Ed Woodward's going to go, well, no, you're relieving me of way too much power there, my friend. See you later.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the biggest test, and it's why so many United fans are sceptical of these director of football appointments, mate. Like yourself, you're unsure with Fletcher. How, why, what does he command? Is he going to command respect when it goes into transfer negotiating? I mean, when I've heard him on TV, he's spoken very well, which is why I think, and I can't get it out of my head, that he's there to promote the youth players. And I think, like I said there, mate, that football director has the responsibility as well to make sure these young lads coming through would get loaned to the right man and can communicate properly with Ollie and say, Ollie, look, this guy is going to be good enough. We need to give him a chance, or I think he's going to be good enough. Can we get him into a game and see? That communication from Ollie down the levels doesn't seem to be there. From the outside, I may be totally off the ball, mate, but from the outside, it doesn't look like it because it's so scattergun and a lot of our players just go by the wayside. They really do.
And do you know, I don't want to sound negative on top of that, Adam, right? But we need, how are we doing our scouting here? And how are we, when I say scouting, what's your knowledge of these players coming through the doors? Like, Michael Carrick's not long been a coach. He's not long just retired. Kieran McKenna has done a madness with the youth team. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out, said that he doesn't coach the players. So, which is cool. So, like, what this is not me targeting Ollie or me bigging Ollie. So I'm thinking to myself, what is going on with these players? Because we can see from our bloody seats where Donny should be playing. So what are these people that stand 10, 15 yards away from him on the training ground or at the games not seeing that we're not seeing? Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Thanks very much, mate. But, like, seriously, like, and people say, oh, it's the coaching staff. Well, when we got Ronaldo, the coaching staff got the plaudits. They said they've helped him develop into a great player. You know, look what he was like before he left us. He was world class. So, yeah, man, it's very frustrating and damning because, you know, we went from Carlos Queiroz. I'll say this again. We went from Carlos Queiroz, René Mullenstein, a world championship winning coaching staff to a bunch of novices. And that's not me being degrading. That's me speaking facts. You know? We're allowing Ollie to learn on the job. And that's it, unfortunately. People won't like me saying that, but it's true. You know, we're allowing Ollie and the coaching staff to develop on the job. This is Manchester United, mate. You know? This is Manchester United. It shouldn't be no guessing game here or an apprenticeship, you know?
This is it, mate. It just seems like anyone who knew what this club was about doesn't have a say anymore in the club. It just doesn't look like we've got enough of them characters in there. We are opening it up for a few calls and questions. The link is in the description now, guys. There, if you just scroll up, if you guys want to jump on at any point, you don't have to. No one may want to because you're too scared. I'm only joking. But if you did want to have your say, do click on the link there and come and have a quick chat before we finish up. But looking at it now, mate, I'm going to go Amad Diallo this season. If what happens in the summer, if we do go out and spend money, where does Ahmed go? Listen. What happens to him? Because, again, I'm going to come to you right now, mate, in terms of players that have to go this summer for this to work. I mean, it's an endless list, mate, but realistically, the players that need to go, I can't see going. Yeah. Is there anyone you think might see that exit door?
Yeah, I think I really, really do think that what's his name? I think he'll get rid of Dallo, which will be a shame.
He could be that right back cover as well, you know.
But he's not been this season, though. He opted for Brandon Williams. So, you know, I think I'd like to see Fred get moved on. But it's in that. Adam, see your question, Adam. Is it who I think is going to, or who I'd like to be moved on?
No, who you think will, because who we know needs to go won't, mate. We know this. It's pointless as even going into this topic.
I think Romero will probably go. Lee Grant will probably get a contract extension. Going through the back four now, I think Eric Bailly needs to go, mate. It's not going to be a popular one, that.
No, mate, I like him, but realistically, I know where you're coming from, mate, with that. I do.
You can't be the best defender at the club and I can't play you. Do you know what I mean? I think Eric Bailly might leave. Harry Maguire, Lindelof will stay. Luke Shaw will stay. I think we need to have a serious question about Fred and McTominay. They're squad players at best. We're not going to win the league with them starting 38 games. So I think one of them might have to move on.
That there from Mick. I knew that comment was coming up from someone from Mick there. That is so horrible when a manager says that. It's the worst thing in the world that he can say, but I know exactly where you're coming from, Mick. I can see it, mate. I can see it. Really, we should be using that. And someone made a comment there about loaning Diallo out to Dortmund and getting Haaland in. You have to sort of be clever with these sort of things.
Exactly.
And try and work with what you've got. We've got players there like Lingard now. I think we're sitting on about 25 million with Lingard.
I think we can push it to 30. 30. Push it to 30.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anyone stupid enough, it'd be West Ham, wouldn't it, to buy him and spend more money. I mean,
listen, use that as bait. Give Lingard, drop 50 million, get Declan Rice. That means you can then move on Fred. Because Declan Rice can play that position himself.
You know what? Fred would do a role for another club. I don't think McTominay would go. I really don't.
I think McTominay realizes. I think McTominay knows his situation at Man United.
I've said that, yeah.
I think he understands. He's not going to play every game, but there will be games he'll come in. I think Fred wants to do more, but performance-wise, he can't. Do you know what? I'm just going to say it. On the ball, he's against us. That's what I think.
Yes.
Off the ball, when he doesn't have the ball, I like him. He's tenacious, nitpicking, he'll kick the ankles and stuff. He's very good at that. But it's in possession you win games, you know?
And it is a little bit of a worry that Jesse Lingard has scored more goals this season than Anthony Martial.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, myself.
God.
Wow.
that's a bit of a worry. I mean, again, you could bring in that Lingard one into the mold of players going out on loan and that loan working. Because all Lingard has known is Manchester United his whole life. He's gone away. And you know what? It's probably been a breath of fresh air along with a bit of a slap in the face for the lad.
Yeah. And
he's took it and he's took the opportunity, mate, and he's put himself back on the map again. And now United have a decision to make because he isn't going to get into this United team with Ollie in charge. We know this. So is Ollie going to say, I want to keep him? Again, like he did in stopping Brandon Williams going out getting game time. So is Ollie going to make the mistake of saying, I want Lingard at the club? But Ollie, we know you're not going to play him.
Yeah,
so
and I think
why?
Himself, what's the point? And do you know with the whole Lingard thing, the reason why West Ham will probably pay the money because he will bring his brand. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Lingard's social media brand. You know, we know he's a hit. In today's social media market, so they'll probably look at that saying he could probably raise the image of West Ham. Can't believe I'm saying that. Jesse Lingard will raise the image of West Ham. But in saying that though, why are you keeping a player that you're not going to play? And then also the other question is why are you buying players you're not going to play? You know, you've got to ask: is he buying these players? You know, I feel like do you know what I think? I think it's like a tug of war with so many different people inside Man United right now.
There is a power struggle, isn't there, right now?
100%.
We all know right now, I could easily this summer say, look, I want Matic, Fred, Mato, Lingard gone. And you would probably raise a bit of cash for them.
Between 60 and 80 million, maybe?
I'd say probably 60-ish at most.
60.
Yeah, you're not getting much for Mato and Matic.
Nah.
Then you worry and it's like, okay, now we've made a bit of room. Is that money going to go into Ollie's transfer kit here? Or is it going to go into whoever the club think will do more for the next manager? Because this whole backing of Ollie this summer is going to come down to if these owners and the hierarchy above think that Ollie is the right man to take us forward, we're going to know straight away.
Yeah.
But for me, I just feel like it's a waste of money because if we do have to sack Ollie after giving him a new contract, it's going to cost us more transfer money that we could have been investing for the next manager. But no, I think we've probably spent more in paying back managers' contracts the last 3 seasons than we have in some of the windows that we've had, mate. And it is a bit of a worry. There's backing and then there's backing. A contract extension for me doesn't mean you're backing a manager.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
It's because, look, do you know what? I heard something on my show earlier, and like, Ollie is now turning into Wenger. Protecting the board, getting the contract extension, just making top 4, but not winning anything. And, you know, you dare say, well, at least Wenger chucked in a few FA Cups here and there.
Yeah.
Keep it floating. I think that's what's happening, Adam. You know, he's not challenging us. He's doing as he's told. Why not just keep him? You know, we're not going to have any problems from him. And that's where the ambition, that's where the aggro goes towards the Glazers. It's because it's like, do you know what club you just took on? Like, do you know what club you're dealing with here? We're supposed to be competing for everything. You know?
Like I said, when I've got the Americans on the show who know all about the NFL, and they say the Glazers know everything there is to know about American football, but they don't know soccer in their eyes, or the Premier League. Exactly. They don't know it. And this is why they are the ones who are spearheading the Super League, which they're not going to get, by the way, but it is what it is with them. CJ's in the house. Adam, hope you're doing well. Just working while I have the show on in the background. Great conversations. Cheers, CJ, mate. Hope you're doing well over there, pal. Like I said, guys, tonight we was supposed to get Tim on, but he is working his ass off at the moment, having to put in some serious work. Hopefully we will get him back, because we are back with the Inter United podcast on Sunday at 7 o'clock. The show is back, people. 6 weeks out because of this Europa League. It has been devastating, but we can get our normal show back for this one weekend, because when we finish this weekend, it's back to 3 games a week, and then we're all worn out again. But like I said, Bob, mate, it's a stress-free weekend this weekend, mate, because we got no game.
Brilliant, mate. literally, smiles all around, stress-free. I'm not emotionally eating. I'm not doing anything like that.
You're not going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning thinking of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice. We got this for another week. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm relaxed. Literally. I got some good sleep in as well. Long may it continue.
There you go. Everyone, give the video a like before you jump out, because that is it for tonight, people. I will be on with Saeed a bit later on tonight as well, so do jump over there and catch us on his channel. There is another Adam Matic vlog coming out tomorrow, people. Another one for you to get your teeth into. Very detailed and completely different. That's out tomorrow. And then, like I said, Sunday, we're back with the podcast. Back live with a full panel again, so stay tuned for that. We've got videos all weekend coming, loads of content as always. Just before we go though, Bobs, just want to say thank you for coming on the show. Just give the people a shout out to your channel now, mate.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much, mate. Happy to come on whenever, you know that. Thanks again. Thanks to people in the cut for watching with us. Yes, Bits and Bob's YouTube channel. Please literally type in Bits and Bob's on YouTube channel. I'm doing loads of football content on my own channel, just trying to grow. Do more, you know, try and be like Adam one day. So yeah, please come and support me. I do shows regarding Man United. I have a Liverpool show on it now. I'm about to get another Tottenham show on it. So football fan, non-football fan, do loads of shows, especially about mental health and racism as well. And yeah, I have a show called The Wrap Up that comes on a Monday night that I do with a few people on my show. Listen, Adam, thank you so much for having me on, man. Seriously. Appreciate it.
That's it, people. Keeping it genuine, keeping it real as always. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button on the way out. Just below Bob's there is your subscribe icon if you are watching for the first time. Like I said, you will enjoy the vlogs. They are inventive, to say the least. Do check out tomorrow's one. It wasn't easy making and putting together. I'm still putting it together now, but it will be out tomorrow, believe me. A lot of work has gone in, so I do appreciate all of views on that as well. Super chats from Alien tonight. All your guys' content and comments, absolutely brilliant as always, people. For now, though, that's it. I will be back tomorrow. I'm back on stage tonight as well. And then we're back on the podcast on Sunday, people. For now, see you later.